Absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. Well, look, no matter how many berries they can eat in a day, I mean, they might eat 1,000 small berries.
Little tiny ones.
Exactly. Let's take another look at the waxwing eating the berry, because it's got special adaptations of the tongue, which facilitate a greater efficiency of swallowing. Do you see how it did that? Now look.
Look at that, that's
It's
so cool.
got the berry in its mouth, and then it's inverted its tongue. It's pushed the tongue beyond the berry, and you can see that little flange on the tip of the tongue there. Now, let's think about tongues. Our tongue, well, we have a hyoid bone. It's the only floating bone in our body, and it's about here in our throat, and it supports our tongue. And we use our tongue for vocalizing. Birds don't do that. They use it, as we do, for manipulating and swallowing food. We've got some models over here, and we can start by looking at the waxwing. So let me withdraw the specialised tongue of the waxwing here, and you can see that coming out, and that's what it does when it's swallowing a berry. So the hyoid bone will be at the base of the tongue here, the top of that bone would be here. It pushes it out here, and you've got this structure at the end called the paraglossum, And if I've got a fake berry here, you can see what it does is it pushes the tongue past the berry. Those two spikes then catch on the berry. As it brings the tongue back into its mouth, it drags the berry back in and facilitates the swallowing of a larger berry. So it allows them to pull that berry back down their throat using their paraglossum.
That's so cool, isn't it?
Pretty cool.
So the waxwing's tongue has perfectly evolved for grabbing berries, but how would a tongue evolve if it was going to grab grasses? Well, let's look at the Greylag goose tongue. I mean, this is not only an amazing tongue, but an amazing beak as well. I mean, look at that. That is a stuff of nightmares. You've got a serrated beak there, but the tongue is also serrated. And I can show you that with this fantastic tongue model. Let me pull it down with that hand. There we go. Here it comes. Here it comes. Are you ready for this? Oh, look. You can see these serrated edges here. Now, that is called the conical papillae. Conical papillae, Chris, that's what it's called. And it's got these serrated... What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Serrated edges are made of keratin, and they're perfect for being able to grab that grass and rip it up. Not only that, if you look just on the other side of it, it's got these hairs, these slightly lightly coloured ones, and they're called filiform papillae. And they're hair-like structures that help the tongue not only to grip, but predominantly for filter feeding. And you can see it on the actual goose there as well. But let's have a look at the Greylag goose feeding, because you can see that there it is with very rough grasses, and you think that some of those grasses are so rough that it could actually maybe tear the tongue. Well, it has something else that's called keratinized epithelium, which is like a layer that covers the tongue, that protects the tongue so that it doesn't get damaged. Keratinized epithelium, those are not two words that I say very often, Chris.
I'm going to raise your keratinized epithelium with a muscular hydrostat.
I like that.
Will you please show me your muscular hydrostat?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Could you put your tongue out?
Oh.
That's it. We've all got a muscular hydrostat. It's like an elephant's trunk or an octopus leg. Essentially, it's an organ without a bone in that is controlled by muscles because it's principally made of water like muscle, and therefore it's non-compressible. And we can move on to our last skull here, which is the heron. Let's take a look at the heron's tongue in real life before we pull one out. Look at that there. Now, quite similar, if you look, with that paraglossum at the front to the waxwing, but what a tongue that is. Okay, here it is hunting. These are predators, of course, feeding on a range of things, from fish through to amphibians. This one is about to catch a frog. And the key thing is that when they've caught it, they've got to be able to turn it round. So that long tongue also has papillae on it, which it uses to grip the slippery fish or the slippery amphibians so they can turn them around and swallow them head first. Okay, right. Let's get to grips with this. The heron tongue. Here it comes, and it just keeps coming. It's beautiful. Oh, what a thing, what an organ. And there you can see the paraglossum here. It's still got those spikes on it, which helps. But also, what the heron's tongue has is a groove in the base. And this is perfect, because once it's got hold of the fish here, and it's been able to manipulate it and turn it round, it slots the fish into the groove at the base of its tongue, head first, so it can swallow it more easily, and then it swallows it by drawing the tongue back into the mouth, using the paraglossum and the groove to swallow the fish. I give you a fantastic prop.
That is amazing. And I mean, how interesting are birds' tongues?
Look, there it
Who
is.
would have thought?
Look, and there you can see it. And you can also see the glottis, look. It's where it's drawing in air at the back of the tongue. Oh, the muscular hydrostat.
It's amazing how
The
they all
keratinized
evolved.
epithelium.
Yeah, I mean, all these
We
fantastic
love all
words,
of
eh?
that, don't we? We really love
Should we
that.
do a whole hour on birds' tongues?
Oh,
What do you
let's.
reckon? Should we just keep talking about it, or shall we actually go to YOLO?